What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, stimulus package update, daily news, everything going on here in our country, in Washington, D.C., with the economy, money, investing, the stock market, everything you need to know about on a daily basis. If you're new to our YouTube channel here, make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so you don't miss out on new videos. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will keep you up to date with everything. And if you find these videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. Merry Christmas, happy holidays from our family to your family. If you're not new to our YouTube channel, you know that our family here, our YouTube family, is a we're big supporters of each other. If you ever read the comments down below, you know we are the warmest family here on YouTube. And from our family to your family, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I will have a special guest appearance at the end of this video of our family to your family. So Merry Christmas, and make sure to watch all the way to the end for a special guest appearance from our family. So yeah, let's jump right in. We're going to be talking about stimulus checks in the future, what we hope to see here in the future, and Senator Joe Manchin, whether or not he's going to switch parties. We got a lot to talk about here, so let's jump right in. First, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki responds to whether or not Senator Joe Manchin might be switching from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party. Check this out.
Thanks, Jen. I have a question on your favorite topic, Joe Manchin. Senator Mitch McConnell and John Cornyn are two Republicans of a few trying to get him to switch parties. What's the White House response to that, and is the president doing any sort of counter effort to keep him in the Democratic Party?
Well, I know Senator Manchin has been asked about this himself and has spoken for himself, as I assume he will continue to do. I would just note that the president considers him a friend. He believes they share values about a range of things personally, but also about why they're in public service, which is to make life easier for working people across the country, to give people more breathing room, to lower costs of childcare, of healthcare, to fight for good-paying union jobs. That's been a common topic of discussion, of course, between the president and Senator Manchin, but I would really point you to Senator Manchin to speak to that.
Sure, and then the Secret Service announced that up to, there's been nearly $100 billion at a minimum stolen from the pandemic relief funds. Can you talk a little bit about how this happened, and if, now that the administration sees this problem, if you're ramping up any efforts to crack down on this kind of fraud?
Well, I would note first that we expect them to clarify. This was also a concerning headline we saw ourselves, but there is no new research, data, or analysis of fraud here. So just to give you the specifics, what happened is there was just an adding up of two old IG reports.
Yeah, so this is a kind of a new headline here that has kind of emerged here, that nearly $100 billion has been stolen from stimulus relief programs, the Secret Service says. And this is, you heard the White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki was just asked about this. Yeah, so they're trying to recover as much of this as possible. $100 billion is enough to actually send out a stimulus check, probably for $600 to most Americans. Yeah, believe it or not, that's a lot of money. Now, they're not going to be able to recover all of this. But that's a lot of money. A minimum of nearly $100 billion, billion with a B, has been stolen from the government stimulus relief program set up to help businesses and people who lost their jobs due to the pandemic, according to the U.S. Secret Service. Yeah. The estimate is based on the Secret Service's cases and data from the Labor Department and Small Business Association, the SBA. The agency's National Pandemic Fraud Recovery Coordinator in an interview. The Secret Service didn't include COVID fraud cases prosecuted by the Justice Department. While roughly 3% of the $3.4 trillion in stimulus relief dispersed by the government, the amount stolen from the pandemic benefit shows that the sheer size of the pot is enticing to criminals. Most of that figure comes from unemployment fraud. The Labor Department reported about $87 billion in unemployment benefits could have been paid improperly, with a significant portion attributed to fraud. The Secret Service said it seized more than $1.2 billion while investigating unemployment insurance and loan fraud, and has returned more than $2.3 billion fraudulently obtained by funds by working with financial partners in states to reverse transactions. So they're working on it. Hopefully they got 2.3 billion back. Hopefully they can get more. That's probably a tedious task. Another thing here is the Paycheck Protection Program. They said last week its fraud section has prosecuted over 150 defendants in 95 criminal cases and seized over 75 million in the Paycheck Protection Program. So that's a tough one as well. Also, our other kitty Lily wants to make a Christmas appearance. Say hi, Lily. Say hi. You got to look at the camera. You got to look at the camera. Say hi. There you go. Say hi. All right, say Merry Christmas. So yeah, we have two cats. One is Lily, she's 5, and the other one is Leo, he's 15. He's the one who's just recently in the hospital. He's doing much, much better. So yeah. Next up, can Americans expect stimulus checks in 2022? Experts weigh in. So let me weigh in because I consider myself an expert on this. I talk about this every day. And well, there's multiple different types of stimulus checks. We talk about the federal program, the main stimulus checks that people think about, state stimulus checks, child tax credit checks, which are now expired. And well, there's multiple different possibilities. Let's kind of go through them here. We'll kind of go through them one by one. You can see here the year opened with the debate over the American Rescue Plan, the third stimulus check package, which would go on to boost household income by $1,400 per person, or $5,600 for a family of 4, through a third round of direct economic impact payments, which is the official name for stimulus checks, EIP payments. Now that the year is over, the big question will we see another stimulus check for 2022, a fourth round of payments, even if the checks aren't as big? And well, there's a very good possibility now with the Omicron variant and virus cases just in some cases at an all-time high in some states like New York, Washington, D.C., and cases going crazy across the whole U.S. Also, as I mentioned in the last video, some new parents will get $1,400 if you had a new baby born in 2021. They are entitled to a $1,400 third stimulus check and child tax credit payments. Make sure to claim them on your 2021 tax returns. New babies born in 2021 are entitled to third stimulus checks and child tax credit payments for the full year. Make sure to claim them on your 2021 tax return. You got to file a tax return. You got to claim it. Talk to a tax professional, accountant, or your tax preparer. Go to H&R Block or something like that. Make sure to talk to somebody because you can get $1,400 and $3,600 for your child tax credit payments, which is $5,000 for a newborn baby. So make sure to claim that. If you know any friends or family that have a newborn baby, make sure to tell them this. Make sure to share this video with them so they know this. Because if they don't know this, they could literally miss out on $5,000. You can thank me later. And some states have taken the matters into their own hands. We have a lot of states issuing stimulus checks. We had a lot of states issue them, some in 2020, a lot of states in 2021, and we're going to see even more issue them in 2022 as a lot of states are flush with cash right now from the third stimulus check package, billions of dollars. You can see here many states, including California, Georgia, Connecticut, Florida, New York, and Tennessee, did indeed deliver supplemental stimulus payments in their states. Some of those states might continue those programs in the new year, but they're not the same everywhere you go. Some took the form of nearly universal checks, while others were specific to certain occupations like teachers or first responders, while others were reserved for students or administered through an expansion of programs like SNAP. We have a large push from advocacy groups and millions of people pushing for fourth stimulus checks, especially with how bad the virus is right now and virus cases are right now. You can see here stimulus checks for 2022, $1,400 stimulus payments for Social Security beneficiaries being pushed for by the senior citizens group called the Senior Citizens League. There is hope that some help may be provided for seniors. They have like 1 million people in their group that have signed on to advocate for a $1,400 stimulus check for seniors. I will keep you up to date on this. We also have the change.org petition, which has calls for $2,000 per month checks to every American, which has 2.99 million signatures that have signed, almost 3 million signatures that have signed on to this. You can see here at 3 million signatures, this petition becomes one of the top signed on change.org. It literally will be one of the highest signed petitions in the history of our country. 3 million people have signed this petition. That is a lot of people. 3 million people have signed this petition for $2,000 monthly stimulus checks. We also have House Democrats, Democratic leader Pramila Jayapal, now calling on President Biden to pass stimulus items, parts of stimulus packages, the Build Back Better package, or this new package that is actually being introduced here, stimulus bill. Doesn't really have a name yet. Emergency virus relief here. Because of the new Omicron variants. You can see here House progressives beg Biden to enact parts of $2 trillion spending bill through a presidential executive order. So they're now calling on President Biden to just start passing stimulus items, whatever he can, anything he can pass through executive order. Yeah. So, and honestly, there's a lot of debate on what President Biden or any president can pass through executive order. It's a gray area, honestly. But remember that former President Trump did pass checks through executive order. That's right. Yeah, this is an old article back from 2020, which is when former President Donald Trump was president and passed his executive order. You can see here that guaranteed $300 per week checks to millions of Americans. He chose to do it for unemployed Americans. It's just what he chose to do. And it was a gray area whether or not he could do it. Democrats could have challenged it in a court of law, but I remember saying, I don't think they're going to because it would be political suicide, right? To challenge that in a court of law and potentially lose a lot of votes because why would they want to prevent checks, stimulus type checks? In my opinion, they are stimulus checks. They're literally money coming from the government going out to people during a pandemic. $300 per week. They went out for 6 weeks. There were a total of $1,800. And they were executive orders. So Trump literally passed an executive order for stimulus checks, unemployment benefits to millions of Americans through executive order. And if former President Donald Trump could do it, President Biden could do it too. And there's been a recent report that there's at least 500, possibly even $800 billion of leftover stimulus money that is still left over and unspent. So honestly, that could be repurposed through an executive order. If Trump could do it, Biden could do it as well. I still get a lot of people, this is a gray area. I still get people in the comments saying, Biden can't do it. But in my opinion, if Trump could do it, why can't Biden do it? Now, of course, Republicans could challenge it in a court of law. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Democrats chose not to because, again, it would look terrible for them going into an election, which we are going into an election here in a mere matter of months for the House and the Senate. And again, if you take checks away from millions and millions of people, I mean, that's just not going to look good for you. It's going to lose you a lot of votes, right? And if Trump can do it, Biden can do it, is my personal opinion. And there's literally hundreds of billions of dollars in leftover stimulus money. And honestly, that is exactly what Democrats are begging Biden to do: pass anything they can through executive order right now. What that'll be, we don't know. We also have this headline right here. AOC, another House Democrat, is urging Biden to pass to cancel student loan debt with executive action after Manchin pulls support for the Build Back Better bill. Now, honestly, they're talking through it right now. I have another headline right here. The Democrats are looking to possibly scale it back to get it passed, and honestly, they're probably going to find a way forward right now. And they're really just considering all options right now. In fact, Biden just said that he had a really good talk with Manchin, and that Biden's exact words were something like, they're going to be able to get it done. But a lot of talk right now is over executive action, executive orders to cancel student loan debt, to potentially do stimulus checks, to to enact parts of spending bill through executive order, to just have Biden pass anything he can through executive order. In fact, President Biden actually just did this. What was this, about 2 days ago? President Biden administration extended pause. I mean, slightly different. This isn't forgiving student loan, but this is another stimulus type program that he did to help out over 40 million people. And this is exactly what they're calling on the president to do: pass anything he can through presidential order. And this is what he did. This was going to end on the student loan payment pause, which pauses interest, pauses payments, pauses garnishment for it's like 42 million people. And that was going to end next month at the end of January. So again, he just did a presidential order, and he extended it now until May 1st. So again, this helps out over 40 million people. So this is exactly what the Democrats are calling on Biden to do. Do anything you can through presidential order or presidential executive order, and pass anything you can. SNAP increases, presidential executive order, stimulus checks, cancel student loans, anything you can to help out the people. And that's what we're going to see here, hopefully going forward in 2022. And honestly, there's some gray area here. What can he do? What can he do? There's a lot of people that debate this, right? Can he cancel student loans of $10,000, $50,000? Can he do stimulus checks? I think he can. Trump did it. If Trump can do it, why can't Biden do it? Right? What's good for the goose is good for the gander, is what my father would say. Right? I mean, if Trump can do it, Biden can do it, right? And that's what we want to see, right? If not, let's have Congress do it. And we actually have some Republican support here. I'll show this headline here, because if I don't show the headline, nobody will believe me. Republicans will never support it. But again, I'm not from either side here. Republican lawmakers are opening the door to a funding bill to combat the Omicron variant. Funding bill means money. Stimulus bills are money to combat the virus. Who knows what will be in there? But this was just talked about here on December 22nd. So there's a lot of potential future here. Remember that stimulus package 1, stimulus package 2, stimulus check 1, stimulus check 2 were both bipartisan bills from the Republicans and the Democrats. So the future could be anything, honestly, guys. So with that being said, here is our special guest here. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and we love you guys.
Hi.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
From our family to your family, we'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Julian.
And say Happy Holidays.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Maybe Captain Hook is here.
Maybe Captain Hook is watching. You're right. Who else might be watching?
Can Frankie?
Frankie, my brother Frankie might be watching. Who else?
Fry?
Do you think Santa Claus is watching?
I think so.
Maybe Frosty's watching too.
Frosty?
Maybe Rudolph and maybe Rudolph and Paw Patrol.
Oh.
Hey, tell everybody that we looked outside last night to see if we could see Santa and his reindeer
Look at
outside.
Rudolph
Yeah, tell him we
or
looked up.
Santa.
Tell him we looked up in the sky,
Mhm.
and we looked for Santa's reindeer
Look up Santa's reindeer.
way up in the
Way
sky.
up in the sky.
Yeah. And Laura, what do we do every year on Christmas?
Every year we watch It's a Wonderful Life. So we'll be watching that here either tonight or tomorrow. And it just reminds us to be grateful for what we have. And
Yeah, it's been kind of a tough year for us in
it's been a tough year for a lot of people.
the health department. I've been suffering from dizziness and vertigo every single day for about 10 months now. And I've seen all sorts of doctors and everything trying to figure it out. Feels like I'm getting a little bit better. I'm on some medication, and it's not a once every now and then thing. It's an everyday type of thing. And I get daily headaches as well, and it affects my vision, and trying to deal with that. And my wife has a kidney disease. I want you to tell them
I
about
have
that.
MSK, if you didn't hear already. And basically I'm in pain every single day.
And tell them what MSK stands for.
Medullary sponge kidney. Basically I'm prone to making stones and all that. But hey, everybody's got their thing. That's mine.
Yeah, but honestly, that's life. I feel like everybody has their burdens to
Yeah.
bear. Nobody lives a perfect life.
Maybe.
As much as people might look, you look at celebrities and you look at everybody and it looks like people might live a perfect life. Nobody does.
No.
Everybody has their burdens to bear. And that's why you have to think positive. That's one of our mottos in life. You have to think positive. You have to just look at the glass half full. And that's our motto. That's our New Year's resolution for 2022 is think positive.
And make the best out of everything that you can.
Make the best out of everything you can, and honestly, we're dealing with a pandemic, and it's kind of it's an odd situation right now, but I feel like there's always something going on in the world, right?
Challenges.
There's always challenges, and everybody's dealing with their own specific thing, especially right now during a pandemic.
And he's done.
Yeah. 2 minutes of filming here for him is the limit.
All right, well, tell everybody Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We hope they have a really nice day.
Look at your nice little Santa shirt here. What does it say?
It says Merry Christmas.
What does it say?
Holidays.
Holidays.
Oh.
Okay.
Are you ready for holiday treats? What kind of holiday candy do you want to have? Lots and lots of candy? I'll take that as a yes. Can you tell everybody that we love you?
M&Ms.
A lot of
M&Ms.
M&Ms. Can you say we love you?
Love you.
Say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Say Happy Holidays.
Happy holidays.
And say we'll see you in the next video.
See you in the next. We see you in the next tickle.
In the next tickle.
Merry Christmas.
All right, bye-bye.